Okay, my take on an Oriental Claypot chicken rice. Claypot chicken rice is not a dish that you'll see in most Chinese restaurants in the West. It's really just a street food dish that you'll find all over Southeast Asia, in particular South China and the Malay Peninsula. My version is really just a kind of attempt at getting somewhere near it. Dishes that we have perhaps in the West that are anywhere near it are the, I would say, probably a Spanish chicken paella, or maybe one of the Moorish North African pilafs made with chicken. Traditionally, it's made with Chinese mushrooms, with chicken, and with Chinese sausage, but I'm substituting English sausages here, which have been pre-cooked. Normally some kind of greenery, so I'm choosing this bit of sweetheart cabbage, some wilted nettles, stinging nettles, and some dandelion, because I like including those in my diet. Quite a heroic amount of garlic by Western standards, about 6 cloves of garlic, something thereabouts. Other flavouring, of course, I'll need some rice. I'll need some chicken stock. I've made up 400 mils of chicken stock right there. I'm going to use, for marinating the chicken, I'm going to use some Shaoxing rice wine. I've also got some dried shiitake mushrooms, which I've reconstituted with water in this little jar. You can do that for about, normally about 2 hours. I've just done that overnight. For flavourings, I'm using light soy sauce. This is the Chinese Superior Light Soy Sauce. This is a Thai brand of oyster sauce. Again, a Thai brand of a similar soy sauce, a Golden Mountain seasoning. Some dark soy sauce, mainly for colour, and a little bit for its light molasses type flavour. And a little dribble of toasted sesame oil. So that's the ingredients I'm going to be working with. They normally garnish it with spring onions, but I'm housebound at the moment and can't get out and get some spring onions, so I'm going to reach in my garden and cut some chives just for the garnish. So let's get on and get this made. Okay, much like they do in Southeast Asia, I've left the bone in the chicken. You can leave it out if you like, as long as you're putting some flavour in using some chicken stock, it should be okay. But bone in adds a lot of flavour. If it makes it a little more difficult to eat, certainly by Western standards. You can use any part of the chicken you like. I prefer thigh meat. I've turned these 4 thighs into small pieces about yay big, and they will go on top of the rice along with all the rest of the stuff. Now, the shiitake mushrooms, I drained and cut away the hard stems, and I give them a good squeeze so that they absorb the flavours from the chicken rice. The sausage I just cut up into slivers. Right, we'll get on now and sort the pot out. Okay, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use my lovely Mason Cash chicken brick, or my Romatopf as it's known in Germany, which I've pre-soaked according to the instructions in water for a couple of hours. And traditionally in China, this is made in a particular type of clay pot, and it's normally cooked on an open stove fired with charcoal. Right, the first thing I want to do is get my rice in and then give that rice a wash. So I'm going to put in 2 measures of rice. And in this case, I'm using a basmati rice, but traditionally I imagine a ordinary Chinese long grain rice would have been used for this dish. So I'm just going to take that away and rinse it out, wash it in 3 or 4 rinses of water until it washes clear. Okay, that's my rice washed, and I've sort of evened it out with a fork so it's nice and flat and even. Right, bear in mind that I'm not trying to make an authentic Southeast Asian Claypot chicken rice here. I'm just experimenting, having a bit of fun, seeing how it turns out, and the very fact that you're watching this means that it was at least successful in terms of eating. Really, it's not to be taken too seriously. So now we're going to get on and stack it and then season it and get some liquid in there into which it cooks. So I've got 2 measures of rice in there, so I'm going to put in 4 measures of liquid, and that will be either water, stock, or cooking liquids. So I'm going to top this up now with my cooking liquids to make a 4th, into which I'm going to put some. I've just got a tiny bit of this rice wine left, just about half a tablespoonful of that left. That can go in. I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of light soy sauce. So this is the Chinese superior light soy sauce. And I'm putting in the Golden Mountain soy sauce. You can just put in 2 teaspoons of whatever soy sauce you've 2 tablespoons of whatever soy sauce you've got. This Golden Mountain's a little sweeter and a little thicker. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of oyster sauce. Drop that in, and I'll stir that around just to make it a bit more even. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pack the chicken on top before I add anything else. So at each end I'm just going to put a corner of cabbage like that, and then I'm going to pack my chicken in between all those. So I'll just pack it evenly. And like the North African pilafs and the Andalusian style or Spanish style paellas, it's a superb dish, and one of the great attractions of it is the way the rice gets sticky, where it clings to the pot, and it catches a bit, but it really gives it a great flavour. So that's the chicken in there. Now the rest of it I just put on top. I'm going to put on all my garlic right on top of the chicken, and that really is a lot of garlic, so it's quite a garlicky dish this. You put in as much as you like. If you don't particularly like garlic, use less or use none at all. It's up to you. So onto that I'm going to put my shiitake mushrooms. If you use fresh shiitake mushrooms, put a crisscross slit along the top, and that will help them cook more evenly. And into that I'm just going to throw in my sausage. So it's going to be flavourful with all these things in it. And because it's me, I'm putting in my favourite dandelions, which are exceptionally good for you, and some stinging nettle spinach on both ends. Right, I've just got the last cup to put on top of that, into which I'm going to put some dark soy sauce. In fact, I might just pour that straight on top, because it's going to give a nice colour and a slightly molasses flavour to everything. That's about a tablespoon I put in there. And again, on top of that, just a little drizzle of sesame oil. Sesame oil is particularly good with things like green vegetables. It's particularly good with spinach, and it will be particularly good with nettles, which is just like spinach. You can use spinach in place of nettles if you don't like nettles. I know you can leave them out entirely, it's up to you. Just use a green vegetable. Broccoli's rather nice as a vegetable for this. Any type of cabbage is quite good. So all that remains now is for us to put this in a cold oven and crank it up to 180 and leave it there for an hour and a half, and we'll see how it turns out. So just to reiterate, that's 180 degrees, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, in a cold oven, which you then crank up to full heat. Okay, time's up. Let's have a look at this. Oh yeah. Ooh. Looks good, smells good. Let's get a taste of it. Let's see if the experiment has worked out. Oh yeah. It really does look quite good. Little bit of rice caught on the sides. So let's get the taste of this, see if it's tastes authentic, even though it's not. It tastes absolutely fantastic. It really does. That's ever so good. That is really, really good. I'm quite surprised. I've stunned myself there. Okay. I'm pretty pleased with that experiment, and I'll certainly do it again. Is it absolutely authentic to the Chinese dish? No. Is it delicious? Yes. So I think we can call this experiment at least half a success, and certainly taste wise it's a definite success. So I'm really going to enjoy that meal, and it's just served in a bowl. It looks better like that, so I'll leave you with that image, and thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen, please like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends about it, and spread the word. Thanks for watching.